There's like people who live in these vans around here and stuff like that. I think you might be one of the van people.
So, about the AMA.
The AMA, yeah, I don't know how into it. I don't know. Like, it's either being blocked or something. Like something's weird happening.
There's something the guy asked that you didn't answer.
What's that?
There's something the guy asked that you didn't answer.
Which is that?
That was like part of the question, if you don't mind looking at it again.
I was flashing through a lot of those because I was looking at them all at once, but there might have been some parts that I just glazed over.
All it was the first guy who was, just a guy off Reddit who had questions for you. And, I had been, like, kind of promoting your story on Reddit this week.
Yeah.
Okay, people are just so freaked out. They can't even deal with it, first of all. Okay?
I know.
Right, people are just so freaked out. I think that the agents are suppressing it, or, they've chosen to ignore it, and they have so much the ability to create a buzz. You see what I'm saying?
It's not. I think a lot of that stuff is that it's not that they don't know what to do. It's just they don't know how they're going to try to control it. Maybe.
Listen to this now, please. When I put a dance video on my YouTube channel, a Satanist, a literal Satanist named Zbigniew, a Polish guy, wrote on my video of me dancing. He said, basically, I have to see you with your clothes off to prove to myself you're not a tranny. Okay? And then when I ignored that, he and like all these sock puppets in a row all just called me a tranny. Okay, fine. Next. Then there was another video with this new lady who I actually think is a shill now. And she was taking all her clothes off and she was getting in a bikini just to prove that she's got real breasts and a real butt or whatever. Say so in front of my face for months. These Satanists keep putting it in my head that it's not real if we don't strip down. They would love to have pictures of us stripped down so they could show it to everybody when they finally do their hit pieces on the mainstream media. And they could have me in my bikini, you in your Speedos.
They can even put them together.
Right, they can put our... And they could, like, they even took...
the Hamptons, and we cooked up some story to get us internet rich or something.
Right, and then it's on the news. Oh, Ben and Tanster... I
can imagine that.
Story
by Harvey Weinstein.
Right, Ben and Tanster even got, almost naked on the internet just to prove that they're not whatever. So,
but that's also when you're joining a cult. One of the things they did with NXIVM, I guess, was they had all these ladies give them naked pictures of themselves and things that would embarrass them in the long run. So that's also another. It's almost like there's a mass indoctrination that's going on in the world. And even better, so you look at what's going on with there was that State of the Union. I think they did a couple things before that, where there was all these different members of the government that were all wearing black to signify something, and then Hollywood did it as well. Mm-hmm. And then now they're all wearing white, and it's like from black to white, from dark to light, and all this initiation cult stuff.
I could not possibly agree more. It looks like that to me.
And it's like there's a mass. Initiation that's going on the people of the earth, pretty much.
Yeah, I agree.
I keep laughing at this stuff is because I don't know what else to do, and I'm tired of crying. I don't know what else to say, and I still see people that are just like, everyone is on these issues that are just like, man, what bottom level pyramid news company are you watching that you can't even pretend to be a little bit woke? And these people are either stupid or they're part of the agenda. They're like not. They don't have the wherewithal to look anything up and see for themselves what's going on, and just ask a couple of prying questions and say, "Hey, look, how is this possible? It doesn't make any sense." But they don't even do that. So the half of me believes that these people are just out there, and they're just like, we need to proliferate this lie at all costs because otherwise we're completely irrelevant.
Okay, well, obviously you're preaching to the choir. You are doing an AMA on Reddit. Anybody can ask you any question about anything. You're very open.
Honestly, I'm to the point, you know what, like if people want to start making videos and stuff like that, if they need me to go ahead and address them in any kind of way, if someone wants to try to pick this apart or even put it up there and say, hey, look, this is what's going on, or this is maybe what's going on, or this guy's full of crap, let's see.
All right.
Whatever, I don't care. And yes, there is an AMA going on Reddit as well, in which I am now, so far I got back on Reddit because I was immediately banned once again, and then I had to go through and write them a letter. They got back to me a couple days or a day and a half later and said I just had to change my password.
Mm-hmm.
But they did it very roundaboutly, so it's just kind of, it's just the same stuff. I mean, I'm convinced that
I know
that's maybe that's how it works for everyone, but I guess apparently not.
No, Ben, they're after you on Reddit. I'm pretty sure they're after you on Reddit. I have a feeling.
And,
but whatever, we're working with Reddit. We're making the best of it.
That's what I'm doing. So if anyone has any questions for me, I mean, I don't really care for anyone trying to be vulgar or anything like that. I'm sure,
of course not.
There's got to be some filters on that because,
of course, respectful conversation only.
But
no exceptions.
Like I said, I'm an open book. If someone wants to ask any questions, they're more than welcome to.
All right. Okay, so I'll
answer them as politely as I can.
Okay, we're going to put the link in the description of this. All right, so it's going to be very easy to find it. It's not that hard to sign up for Reddit. It's my subreddit, so you're not going to get banned if you're being respectful. I'm not going to give anybody a hard time. So you don't have to, it's my subreddit, and people can ask you whatever you want. And there's like a little something there that I would like you to finish answering on there. Okay.
It's crazy. So one of the thoughts that I had the other day, because I keep flashing back to these different memories of people that over the years, they knew.
Okay.
And it was just kind of one of these things where it's just like, the way they spoke to me thinking about it now was just mockery.
Okay, I bring you there.
Give me an example.
Yeah, tell me.
I think it was I think it was almost on my birthday. It was maybe a couple years back, and I was talking to bro on the phone.
Who?
My bro.
Oh, okay.
And he has a big tattoo of Baphomet on his back. It's probably like
okay.
Maybe it's like just almost a foot high, by maybe like a couple inches, like 6 inches wide. Maybe it's big.
Okay.
It's a big piece.
Okay.
I remember one time when I moved down to Austin, he showed it to me. He's like, "Look what I just got done, blah blah blah," and all this. And he's like, "That's you."
Okay.
Okay, and I was like, "I don't know, I don't have any tits." He's like, "Oh yeah, but
that's
horrible."
You.
And he's like, "Oh, your kids are in a towel next to your bed. You know where your kids are." Just mocking me, just saying these things where it's like, obviously I don't have any kids and I can't prove that I ever did. And that would be even worse, if I did have a kid and it wasn't mine. I'm sure that's probably been tried. But
oh my goodness, Ben.
The whole thing was mocking. He just mocked me. And
it's horrible.
It's almost like, it's just like you can you almost feel the sense that they're deriving some kind of pleasure by doing such things. There's some kind of energy derivation or something like that they need to, as long as they can just not be as miserable as someone else, then that makes their life valid somehow.
Okay, I've made similar observations.
And I've felt that mocking from certain people over the years. It goes more than just dumb luck or anything like that. Like, these people knew, like, they're part of a group that opened their eyes up to what is going on around them and what is happening, and they knew.
Okay, what year? Because I didn't know anything was going on until a fairly short time ago. I just saw rich people looked different. There's a lot of rich people in my town. So I was like, wow. And I found it very triggering that the rich women looked so different than me as a natural woman. I kind of couldn't handle it. But I didn't think that they were altered.
And they looked at this tape that this girl she had brought up, and she's like, "Oh, you think I could play this next?" Because they're sitting, they're obviously gatekeeping the boombox. And they look at the tape, and it's a Sade tape, and it's got Sade, however you want to say it.
All right,
and,
I'm listening.
Her band, just like a couple band members, just on one of the album covers. This is, and this is in the '80s, like late '80s,
Okay.
And she, they look at the tape cover, they look at the Sade, and you kind of like, you look at the actual, you start looking at these albums, and you're like, that's what's going on. And
right.
They look at the cover, and they're like, those don't look like the type of people they are. You know what I mean? They made this weird comment, and then the girl looked at the guy, and she said, "Yeah, that girl, or that woman doesn't look like a woman, huh?"
Okay.
And that's all they said. And they didn't play the tape.
Okay.
So, I mean, I think that there was some kind of thing like there's a secret culture that there's this under the veneer of things, and they all have some way of all secretly keeping together, and they all have their own different set of stars, like movie stars and people that they root for because they know the deal, they know what's going on.
Okay. You have a ridiculous life,
That's the thing. It's the more the more ridiculous something is, the hard. How do you perpetrate the biggest crime? You just make it the most unbelievable thing that could ever happen, and no one will believe it. People just be like, "Nah, no one does that."
I know, but
guess what? People do that.
But people do that, and you are congruent. You have not contradicted yourself yet. Yes, your life is ridiculous. That's not in question. No one questions the ridiculous of your life. The jury has already deliberated. Your life is completely ridiculous. But it's a congruent ridiculous.
My old roommate, we would go and get into trouble and do things. We go to the bar, we go downtown, go get in trouble and stuff. And to this day, he'll tell friends, he'll be like, me and my old roommate, we used to go, we'd do this and that, or, we'd be walking along and all of a sudden we'd meet this, person, like just all these crazy stories. And, he'll tell them with the utmost detail. The guy's the most honest man you could ever talk to. Like, this guy, he doesn't lie to people, he's just not that type of person. And these people are standing there right in front of him like, I don't believe it. There's nobody that lives like that. That's impossible. And he's sitting there trying to sell my life to him like, no, I watched it happen. I saw this. And they're like, nah, that doesn't happen.
Sometimes I bring this up, if you don't mind my saying something. They say that, like, the native people of the New World couldn't even see, like, Columbus's ships coming. I mean, who even knows what the real story was? But they didn't know what a ship was. So, like, the ships were invisible to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think of that. I have no idea if that really happened. You know what I mean? Like, but I think of it that way. And, I also have an extremely, extremely ridiculous life. I feel my life is more ridiculous than yours. And I think you might even agree. No, we're not racing. Okay. We can both have like equally ridiculous lives. But the point is, nobody can believe what they've never seen or fathomed.
Right.
Exactly. And that's okay.
It's just a matter of trying to describe a situation the likes of which
exactly
nobody has any context to.
Exactly. And I think about that. Like, yeah, nobody gets it because they're not supposed to get it. And it's okay if they don't get it. But we should tell our story, and our story is congruent. Both of our stories, and our stories have, intersected in some places. So we'll just continue to tell this story, and we are open for questions. We are not open to taking our clothes off for any agents that would like to come around.
Not really.
Right, we're not looking
I
to
mean,
provide.
I've had offers to take my clothes off for money, not just for, you know what I mean? And
Okay.
I still turned it down.
All right.
I don't think that's.
All right. So we're not accepting free offers to disrobe.
I mean, the idea
Right.
would just be, hey, let's get a doctor to just do an exam and say, hey, look, is this person someone who's transitioned or not? There's ways that they could detect that.
I'm sure there are. You know, so
And that's
basically,
the other side to it, and that's what's got me screwed up, because most of it's got to be just surgery scars, because everything else has just been annihilated. You know, when I was just I was 4 years old, and I used to slam we'd get back from the doctor and go shop at the supermarket, and I damn near slammed my head through the tile floors because I'd be having a tantrum, as they'd say. But what that really was just they'd just shoot me so full of hormones, I was just freaking out.
yeah,
And I'd have these huge bruises across my head.
yeah,
And
yeah.
Paul, my pro, would just walk away and leave my mother to handle the situation.
Wow. Your story's so chilling. I almost understand why people like kind of can't deal with it. It's so chilling, and it's so unfathomable, and it's so creepy.
Even the last message I got, the last personal message I got from Paul, he tried to write, "You will always be our son," but it was, "You will always be out, son." Just one of those little wizardly misspellings that they do. Is like, oh, it's just a misspelling, but no, that was a curse.
All right, what do you think the nature of that curse is?
Well, first of all, "You will always be our son." Well, guess what? I was their daughter to start with, so guess what that is? And then second of all, "You will always be out, son." So any chance of any kind of recourse or anything like that is out of the question, I'm sure. So I'm done. I'm out.
Fair enough.
They're probably just gonna put my name in a fishbowl, and then I'm just gonna get wiped across the road by a bus or something.
That's a little negative.
Yeah, well, I try to put a positive spin on things. I always have that in mind, that, you know what, everything's just gonna fall into place and be great.
There's been some good...
It's hard to maintain that though after a while.
I know, but there's been some things that have fallen into place. You don't think?
Sure.
Some, maybe.
The next step is gaslighting, and this is what I expect most of all. But for nothing else.
I know, but you call
I
it
kind of
out.
got on some cat. I got on some cat's case online because I started just basically reaming out what my parents had done right to them, and then I have these people coming on like, "Oh yeah, stupid," like just saying dumb things, and it's like, hey, I'm trying to do something meaningful here, at least trying to have some semblance of meaning to what I'm doing here. It's kind of tough given the circumstances,
Ben,
but
can I say something to you?
Yeah.
I delete those people.
Well, I thought this one cat was just straight up Elaine.
But I would delete that person. Do you know what I mean? Like, you and I have a different approach to the people who are trying to aggravate us. Do you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
If I see anything...
That's my thing, is it's like, you know what? They could do what they want, and it's not going to matter, because no matter what, like, the position that I'm in, no matter what anyone does to me, it's going to be a matter of just a displacement of energy. It's nothing but that. And
yes.
What they got to understand is, like, so far, everyone who's come at me and said, "Oh, I'm bullshit, I'm a liar, and I'm a tech," all those idiots are gone.
Yes.
What happened to those people?
I know, but that's my point. A lot of things have worked out.
I mean, and these new rows of people come and everything, but I mean,
yes.
The idea is that I'm here to stay. I'm doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm not full of shit.
Okay.
I'm telling the truth.
Okay.
I'm willing to say what I know. If anyone wants to ask questions, I'm willing to answer those questions.
All right. That's all we can do is tell people that.
Well, my goal now is exposure. It's all about spotlighting because there's a lot of wicked stuff that can only be gotten rid of if people know about it. If people don't know about it and choose not to know about it, then there's not going to be any solution.
Okay,
So,
I totally agree. Okay.
how you doing? But hey, I gotta get off the phone right now.
Yeah, sure. Okay, nice talking to you.